Poll action is at its peak, both in Haryana, where the elections are scheduled on the 5th of October, and in J&K, where the second phase of elections was held today. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, speaking in Sonipat today, said that people of Haryana know which government can work towards their progress and development, and they are sensible enough to bring in the double engines government for their own prosperity. He also said voting for the Congress would mean voting for instability. On the Congress front, Rahul Gandhi will begin his campaign in Haryana tomorrow. He'll also be in Hisar and other parts of the state. Meanwhile, the second phase of voting on 26 seats in 6 districts in Jammu and Kashmir was held today. Many important constituencies, several key players there. Voting has ended in J&K. We shall get you all those details. Let's first take a look at J&K polling first. Okay, joining us now is Nazir. Nazir, tell us what exactly, who are the key players and which are the key constituencies that actually went to vote today? Because we know that Omar Abdullah is, with both Ganderbal and Budgam, is in the spotlight. But also tell us about the other constituencies that we need to watch out for.
Well, besides Umar Abdullah, who is fighting from two constituencies, and people decided his face today from Ganderbal and Budgam, this Ravinder Raina, BJP state president, who is contesting from Nowshera in Rajouri district, and also Tariq Hamid Karra, J&K PCC chief, he is contesting from Central Shalteng in Srinagar. And this was a mixed bag of things. While it was a sluggish, low voter turnout in 8 seats of Srinagar city, it was high to moderate voter turnout. Ganderbal to Budgam, then Rajouri, Poonch and Riyasi. Riyasi, Poonch and Rajouri, they recorded very brisk polling today. But in Srinagar, it was a disappointment. For example, Habakadil constituency, that by 5 p.m. the voter turnout was around 15%. If we compare it to the 2014 assembly elections, it was 21%. So it is drop in the voter turnout. So same is the situation. If we see the larger voter turnout by 5, it was 54%. And last year we have seen the total last elections in 2014, it was 66%. That was the same case in the first phase of assembly elections. So largely we see some drop in the larger, if you see overall vote percentage, but good.
Well, we will try and connecting with Nazir in a bit. Remember that the second phase of voting on 26 seats of Jammu and Kashmir happened today. This is the second phase of elections, and this happened in 6 districts. Many important constituencies, like Nazir was explaining, including Budgam and Ganderbal, which is the family constituencies of the Abdullahs. Remember, Sheikh Abdullah also contested his first election here, and that is where Omar Abdullah is contesting from. One is part of Srinagar and the other is part of Baramulla, which are two very important districts in Jammu and Kashmir. We've managed to get Nazir back. Nazir, tell us, we're talking about the important constituencies there, and you were also telling us about the voter turnout in Srinagar. Tell us, what do the preliminary numbers say? Has the enthusiasm been up to the expectations?
Well, if we see it in Srinagar district, it was below expectations. It didn't match the expectations, given the fact there was no boycott call. Even rather, Hurriyat Conference chairman Mirwais Umar Farooq, just a day before yesterday, he told Hindu in an interview that the election boycott has lost its relevance. So which was a clear indication to people go and vote. So we can't blame any separates or any group for low voter turnout here. It appears that either people are indifferent or political parties have failed to reach out to the voters in Srinagar city. But when we move out of this urban area, Srinagar city, we see Budgam, it was brisk polling, we see Ganderbal, we see Rajouri, Poonch. They have been traditionally high voter turnout areas. More so in the Poonch, Rajouri areas, which have become the main site of some of the major militant attacks on the army in recent years. Despite security concerns, people in large numbers came out and voted, and Poonch Rajouri is a key. to BJP, which they see it a key to their success. And we saw top BJP leaders camping there. Home Minister Amit Shah was there for 2 days, addressed series of rallies. We will have to see if those rallies will translate into votes for the BJP, even as the National Conference also campaigned very aggressively in that area, which is seen also a stronghold of NC as well. While as in Gandarbal and Badgaon, which where Umar Abdullah is contesting, it is a high-stake battle, do or die battle for the National Conference, and winning of Umar Abdullah is crucial for the party and Umar Abdullah himself, because he had lost last parliament elections from Baramulla constituency. So he wants to redeem himself. He wants to revive not just his political party, because the way we have been seeing, there are 40% candidates in this election are independents, but in first 2 phases, as just we could observe, independents have not been able to make a much dent, and votes have gone to the traditional parties here or the established parties here. But one important thing which is remarkable about these elections, in previous elections like in 2014 or by-elections in 2017, parliament by-elections, we had seen withdrawing polling staff and the troops, security forces from polling booths in the evening was the most difficult thing. It was the time when there was a stone pelting, when there was casualties, injuries. This time we see complete peace, complete harmony. Whoever wanted to vote, voted. Who chose not to vote in Srinagar, that was his sweet will. So it is an election which is the victory of democracy and victory of peace as well.
Thank you, Nazir, for joining us with those very critical details. The second phase of elections in Jammu and Kashmir was held today, and it was held across 26 seats. Some very important seats actually voted today, including the constituencies of BJP chief of J&K, Ravinder Raina Nowshera, and also 2 important seats where Omar Abdullah, the former chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir, is contesting from. All of them voted today. You will have to wait and see how they voted, and those outcomes will be known on the 8th of October.